Okay, Blair, I would like to go over everything that we talked about today. Make sure that I have everything. I didn't leave anything out, and the picture's pretty clear moving forward. The last 3 months, I understand, have been pretty difficult as it relates to your neck pain. And that neck pain going up into the base of your skull, having headaches, as well into that right ear. Um, I know that you have concerns about being able to work and to provide for the family, specifically with your son getting ready to go off to college and fulfilling his dream of becoming a college graduate. I think is fantastic in its own right. I know you mentioned to me that you were also diagnosed with fibromyalgia. You had a CT scan about 2 years ago to rule out any tumors in the brain, which you did say that it came back clear, which is great. Uh, Also with the depression, you kind of been battling with that for about 6 years. I know that you have that under control with your other doctors and your medication sertraline, so that's really great. If it's okay, once we kind of put together our plan and you agree to the plan, I would like to keep them informed about what we're doing, just to kind of help manage some symptoms that you're having, specifically with the fibromyalgia, because I understand with those flare-ups they can be quite debilitating. So I just want to kind of keep everybody apprised of what we're doing, okay? You also mentioned that you do like to sleep on that right side, which in a prolonged period, you're kind of putting yourself into that position that is provoking your symptoms. So want to make sure that we address that, and then also from a timing perspective, I know that it's pretty difficult for you to find some time to exercise. Is that about right? Do you have any questions? Would you like to add anything else? Okay, good. After our physical exam and what you spoke with me today, I mean, we found some limited ranges of motion throughout the neck, specifically when we compress the neck in that right lateral flexion, as well as just moving into that right lateral flexion was the biggest thing, okay? The positive here is that the pain did not go down the arm. Everything stayed centralized, which is a really good sign for us. And also another marker that, if we start to see something like that, then we need to reevaluate, okay? Um, there's a few things that I saw as opportunities or windows into your care that we can help change that will overall help our condition here and get ourselves back into feeling really good, okay? From my perspective, what we're dealing with is cervicogenic based headaches, because you said that the headaches are coming on, and they're coming on rather constantly because of the neck pain. So with that meaning for me is that, you have some significant postural changes that are causing stresses in the area, which are then manifesting into this. Additionally, with being in prolonged positions, whether it's on the phone while you type or while you sleep, this is just kind of putting us into a situation where we need to correct those positions or to avoid those positions a little bit more, okay? Any questions that I can answer to this point? Okay, good. I know this is a big task for you, being a single mother and working and again, providing for the family. But I do really want to make sure that we're being mindful of ourselves here. So even if it's 5 minutes a day, if you can, take a break at lunch, take a break at work, when you go to bed, 5 minutes to meditate, or maybe just kind of jot down some notes in a journal. I think that would be really beneficial for the headspace side of this, okay? I also want to make sure that we can talk to your employer, maybe about getting some ergonomic equipment, be it mainly a headset that allows us to keep our head neutral while we're at the computer, while we're typing, so we're not having to hold our head in that right lateral flexion position as we try to type, okay? Also to see if we can get maybe your screen in a better position. This is a little bit more optimal, where we're not looking down as much, we're keeping it neutral. The other side of it is that I want to understand the pillows that are using while you sleep, because if we're putting ourselves in a right lateral flexion, because you mentioned that you'd like to sleep on your right side, then we're putting ourselves into a 6, 7, 8 hour static position of being in a provocative position that you mentioned with your neck pain, okay? How does all this sound? Is there anything that you'd like to add at this point? Any questions that I can answer? Okay, good. So the second part of this is that we really do need to get you into active care, and exercises are going to help this. And listen, I know that you mentioned that there's not a lot of time for that. Again, these are going to be, no more than really 10 minutes that we're gonna put you in a couple different exercises that are really going to be beneficial for us. I think this will also help us break up maybe some desk work to where you can get up, move around, or you can do a couple things here and there. So I want to make sure that you know that from our perspective, what we do is we work to educate and provide our patients with the tools necessary to help self-manage conditions, because when they have flare-ups, I don't want you to feel like you have to rush to get in here. I want you to know that the things that we show you can be done anywhere. We kind of work to equip them because you're as active and you are a big participant in your own care, and we are allies in that, and we want to make sure that we are providing our patients with the right tools. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple exercises. Again, they don't take more than 10 minutes a day, and again, I think this is small chunks that would help take a little bit of time for you, and of course make you feel better. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you those exercises.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Blair, so the first thing that we're going to do is called 3-month diaphragmatic breathing. What I notice in your assessment is that you tend to breathe through your chest. Where we want to get away from that, this is also going to help with relaxation meditation. So what we're going to do is put one hand on top of our chest here, the other hand just below our navel on our stomach. The concept here is to not allow the top hand to move, but only when we breathe in, we're trying to force this hand up to the ceiling. And when we breathe in, we're breathing in our nose, out through our open mouth forcefully. So I'm going to show you a couple breaths here just to know what we're looking for. Again, our back is nice and neutral here. We're on the floor, we're relaxed. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. I want you to do this about 10 times for each set, and then we're going to continue to add on to sets or add on the breaths as we can progress and we feel better and we feel comfortable. I want you to think about the abdomen as a compass, so we're breathing not only north-south, but we're also breathing east-west to create circumferential pressure around the abdomen into the low back to allow us to create pressure and bracing. For our other exercise, what we're going to do is called deep cervical neck flexion endurance. We did this during your assessment to kind of get a baseline of where you're at. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be lifting our chin ever so slightly off the ground, and I want you to go into a chin pack position, so meaning tucking the chin here. Think of it as somebody was coming in to kiss you that you didn't want to come kiss you, so you're kind of backing away there. Okay, so it's simple as that. Up, chin pack. We're holding this for about 5 seconds before we reset. Again, what we're trying to do is engage the muscles on the front side of our neck, deep cervical neck flexors, but also this is going to help the muscles that we're having issues here to relax and lengthen as we go through this. And we're going to do this again for 5 seconds. We're going to do this 3 to 4 sets, see how we feel. If you feel that it's pretty easy, I want you to up by a couple seconds every single time, and we'll go from there. Okay, Blair, so for our next exercise, we're going to be working on correcting the thoracic spine to kind of get a little bit more strengthened so we're not over kyphotic, meaning forward flex up there. So what we're going to be doing is I want you to take a broomstick, whatever you have, a dowel in the house. It doesn't need to be a workout bench. This could be done on a bench. It could be done on a chair. It could be done at a sofa, anything that's kind of at hip level. Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking a nice grip around this, just very light. What we're working to do is get our elbows here. Our knees are ever so wider than hip width apart. What we're doing is we're going to take our back pockets with a neutral spine here back to the wall behind us, okay? And as we come here, we're going to bring our arms up. And remember that notion I said about somebody trying to kiss you and you don't want them to, so you take your head back. When you come back here, I want you to jut that chin in like somebody's trying to kiss you, you don't want to. And I want you to hold it here. Now, a little bit more is I want you to take the bottom tips of your shoulder blades and pull them down to your belt buckle or your back pockets here. And I want you to hold this for about 10 seconds. Come back up, and we're going to reset here. Again, back pockets to the back wall. I want you to take the bottom of your shoulder blades to your belt loops.
and a nice neutral spine there.